Hello, I'm Lindsay. Today I'm going to show you how to make a unicorn hanger. So this is our finished unicorn, and I made her with air drying clay. The one I use is this one, which is Das, and you can buy that online. So I've cut a piece of air drying clay about this size to start with, and we're going to make the face shape first of all. So what we need to do is give it a good squeeze like this. Press it down, turn it over, give it a good squeeze. That will help to soften the clay, ready for us to make our shape. I've used some card to cut out templates. This is for the face shape, and then we've got two ears here. I'm going to take a rolling pin and I'm just going to roll the clay out so it's nice and smooth and flat. You can turn it over a few times. If you roll it out on a mat like this, or you can roll it out on a piece of cloth. If you roll it onto a table, it will get stuck. I've rolled out my clay and I'm going to place the card on the top there, and I'm going to cut round. You can use clay tools which you can buy online, or you can use a knife. You can even use a wooden skewer to cut round. So we're going to cut all the way round here like this. Lift it off, and then we're just going to pull the excess away. Once you've cut out your shape, just have a little look, and if there's any rough edges you can use your knife just to smooth them out. And then if you have a little pot of water next to you, just use your finger, pop it in the water, and you can just smooth around the edges. So now we're going to make the ears, and I'm just going to roll a very small piece of clay just so it's nice and smooth again. And I'm going to take my card ear here, and I'm just going to use the knife again to cut round the edge, taking away the extra clay there. And the same with the second ear. Make sure it's the same thickness as the other ear, and with my knife I'm going to cut around my template. And again, we just need to neaten up the edges slightly. Just take your knife, carefully tidy up the edges, and again you can use a very small piece of water just to get those sides smoothed out. The next thing to do is to stick the ears on, and we just need to work out our spacing, because we've also got two holes to make here through which we can thread some ribbon or some string for it to hang up, and we're also going to put a horn in the middle there. So what we do first of all is we score the surface. I've got a scoring tool here, which you can buy online as well. If you don't have one, you could use needle, or you could use a wooden skewer, anything like that, that can just scratch the surface. So I'm just going to go ahead and scratch it in one direction, and then scratch it again in another direction. And this just helps the two surfaces to stick. So I'm going to take the ear, and I'm going to score it here in just the same way, and I'm going to take a little piece of water, wet that surface there, and again on the ear, and I'll just place it on there. Just hold for a little while, give it a tiny bit of a movement there just to work the water in so that that really starts to stick properly. And then we'll do the same with the other ear over this side. And then let those set for a little while before we smooth the edges down, just to make sure it's really stuck. So the next thing we're going to do is make two holes for our string or our ribbon. So I'm going to put one here. Again, you can use a skewer and just wiggle it around so that that hole is big enough for some string to go through. Don't go too near the edge. And again here, push it right down, and in a circular movement just make that hole. Now to make the horn, I've just started rolling out another piece of clay so that it's about this thick, and it's the same thickness all the way along. So you basically just use your hands and roll it like this, and then we're going to fold it in half. So we want to get it about this size. fold it in half, pinch the top, and then we're going to twist it. So we're going to take this piece across in front of that one and begin to twist, just like that. And then cut through like this, take that piece away. If the surface starts to dry slightly and break up, just pop a little bit of water on there again. It can dry quite quickly. Keep twisting. So we're ready to attach the horn. Again, we need to score this area here. So score it in one direction and then score it again in another direction. And with the horn, slightly squeeze the bottom there so you get a bit of a flat surface. Score the back, two directions, a little bit of water on your finger on here and the same on the horn. Just place the horn here and just press and hold for a little while. We can start to smooth this bit down here. It doesn't need to be too neat because we're going to put some rosebuds across the front of there. What I'm going to do is use a pen here just to support the end of that horn while it's still soft so that it doesn't start sagging. And now we're ready to just smooth the ears down. They should be nicely stuck there now. So if you've got one of these tools, you can use one of these. If not, you can use the back of a teaspoon and just gently start to press and smooth these edges down a little bit. Okay, so to make these little flowers here, we've got these little rosebuds here. We're basically going to take small pieces of clay and we're going to roll them out. Then I'm going to use my finger and just gently press them flat, not too hard. To about that thickness. Let's cut that in half. And then I'm basically going to start to roll them. So this is the middle of the flower and I'm just going to curl it in here and roll it up. And then when I get to the edge here, I'm going to very carefully just smooth that onto there. So it looks like a little rosebud. And then on the bottom, you can use a skewer again. I'm just going to score it, so just very gently scratch it there. And again, we're going to place this one here to this side of the horn. We're going to have another one here. So again, a little bit of water there and some water on the bottom of the flower. And very carefully place it in position. Put your finger and your thumb to the sides, because if you press down on the top, you're going to spoil that nice swirly pattern there. And then we carry on making our flowers so that we have 3 slightly larger ones at the bottom. So now we're going to make the mane. I've rolled out 4 small pieces like this and I've scored the ear and dampened it, so I'm going to take a piece of the mane here. I'm going to score that as well. And once you've done that, we're going to start adding some texture. And that's the unicorn finished. So if you leave it for 2 to 3 days to dry, once it's dry you can use acrylic paints or maybe Posca pens if you have those. Otherwise you can use felt tip pens to decorate it. You've also got the holes that you made each side of the horn. You can thread string through there, or you can thread ribbon if you have ribbon and tie a little bow at the top, and then you can hang your hanger. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. See you soon.